Hey everyone, Nathan here from JS Power Sports, and today I'm going to walk you through a few settings on your footholds on your Crash Industries jet ski. Some people call them bindings, same basic difference. What they're designed to do is for you to slide your foot into this and then slightly move your foot to the outside, and it kind of helps you lock into place there. Now I really like these bindings. I use them on all of my skis. I also have a Richter with RRP Ninja footholds, and you're constantly kicking in, you're stubbing your toe, your feet fly out on tricks, and they're a bit more difficult to use. And so I'm a big fan of these. Now, they just have to be adjusted right for a lot of people, and there's a few different adjustments on here. You can move this by loosening these two bolts here. You can tilt this up or down, which is important because you want to have it hit the back of that heel, you know, where it's comfortable for you. And a good way to do that is to have your trailer hooked up to a truck or whatever, and go ahead and jump up here and get them all adjusted so that they're right here. They don't have to be super tight, just snug enough to hold your foot in there. So your tilt and your up and down are from these two bolts here by just slightly loosening them, and do what you got to do to get it to fit your foot just right without going too tight. Now move it forward or backwards. There's 4 screws, 2 here and 2 way down below here. You can get to them with some long extensions. Sometimes it's easier to just pull these out and get it set up that way. But do not feel like you have to have these slid all the way to the back so you have all your weight in the back to do a backflip. Because a lot of times what happens is you go to do that and you find yourself in a really awkward position, leaning real far forward, and it's just not your normal riding position or style, and then you're out of shape when you hit the wave and you don't complete your trick. So this is where I run mine. They're all the way forward. I have no problem backflipping this thing with them clear forward. So let's cover a couple other aspects of it. These were designed to, you know, slide in, kick your foot over there to where it snugs up just right. It was not designed to be a kick-in, which is what the RRP Ninjas are. You're kicking in all the time. Like I say, I stub my toes on mine and whatever, and they're just not, they're not fun to have. Some guys are talking about cutting these off in the back. I highly recommend you give them a try the way they are, the way they're intended to be used, before doing anything drastic to them. If you're dead set on, I have to have a set of RRP Ninja footholds, no problem, call us up, we'll sell you a set. Now, it makes a difference on the shoe that you use. A lot of us are using this Works H2O Designs Alpha 1 boot. We really love this boot. It's a hard sole, it's got a nice pad on the inside. It does boost you up a little bit higher than a normal thin shoe like a Slippery or a Jet Tribe would. So you may have to adjust the bindings differently for different shoes that you may be wearing. If you get to the position where you have a very, very small foot, and it's going to be hard to find boots sometimes anyways, but you can put an extra insole in here which will help boost your level up, and then you can of course adjust these down as far as it needs to be so you get some snugness there. Now if you're on the other end of the spectrum and you've got a large foot, I'm told there's been a few guys with size 12 and above that had a little difficulty getting these bindings adjusted. What you can do is actually unbolt this, pop the binding out here, or the foothold, and then Dremel a channel further down this hole and further down this one. This one already has a slot so it allows you to tilt. You're just going to take and Dremel it down a little bit further, keeping the distance correct between these two, and that will allow you to pull this up a bit higher, and hopefully you'll get the adjustment you need to get your foot in there. Now the other way to do it would actually be to go to the outside here and remark all these holes about a 1/2 inch higher and re-drill them and put them in there, and that would raise your whole binding up another 1/2 inch. So with that and dremeling these out, you would get them really high. So someone with pretty monster feet, like maybe Bigfoot or somebody, could fit into them then. Okay, now that we covered that, let's go get you a comparison on a pair of Richter RRP Ninja footholds. Okay, so here's the RRP footholds, and as you can see, the design is a little different. It still has the bolt holes on the outside where things are bolted up and adjusted here, so you can move things around inside. Their slots are a little bit differently set up for forward and backwards, and once again you can see that I've got these things slid pretty far forward to be able to be comfortable on this thing. But here's your foot. And here's you constantly kick it in, trying to get that foot to wedge in there and stay in there. And you're going to ram your toe on this edge, which is hard as a rock. The foam, you can see the foam's a little bit wore out, but it was thin anyways. but hard as a rack, hurts like hell when you stub your toe on this thing or clear up here sometimes. And remember, you're bouncing around in the water. It's not just as easy as sliding it right in. I mean, you are kicking that baby to get it to wedge in there. It's effective when you get it just right. It's not effective the whole rest of the time, and stubbing my toe is no fun. So not a big fan of these. You'll see some other guys do some really elaborate setups where they'll have some extra foam built right back around the back here, so they don't have to kick in quite as hard and they can set their heel down. That's kind of the same concept as the crash ones where you're slipping your foot in and then just kicking it to the outside. Both setups work nice. The crash one, of course, was factory. Anything you did back here to build it up, you'd have to be doing custom and hoping it holds up and so on. So that gives you a comparison on it. If you need a good set of riding boots, helmet, wetsuit, gloves, you name it, parts, accessories, and so on, or just you need a whole new ski, we've got them all at JS Power Sports. Just give us a call or look us up online, jspowersports.com. If you like our content, please hit like and subscribe.